A couple of slides ago, my response to the question, what is cloud computing, was that it depends on who you ask and how they are consuming the cloud service. Well, this is where we seek help from cloud service models, as they help us put the cloud computing concept in the context of how cloud is being consumed. There are three different cloud service models: software as a service, or SaaS, platform as a service, or PaaS, or infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. Let's learn a little bit about each one of these models. Software as a service, or SaaS, is a way of delivering applications over the internet as a service. Instead of installing and maintaining software, you simply access the application via the internet, freeing yourself from complex software and hardware management. The provider of SaaS manages access to the application, including security, availability, and performance. If you have used Gmail or GoToMeeting or WebEx, then you already have used SaaS. If you think about Gmail for a second, you access it through the browser without worrying about the software or where your email is hosted and how much storage do the underlying resources have. All these things are for the provider to worry about, in this case Google, and not you. Platform as a service, or PaaS, is a set of services aimed at developers that helps them develop and test apps without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure. PaaS provides you computing platforms, which typically include operating system, programming language, execution environment, database, web server, etc. This way, developers don't have to worry about provisioning the servers, storage, and backup associated with developing and launching an app. All the backend stuff about setting up servers is done automatically and transparently in the background, and that is the promise of PaaS. A good example of PaaS is AWS Relational Database Service, where you can create databases without having to worry about the server host where the database lives. Infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, provides you the computing infrastructure. It could be physical or virtual machines, and other resources like virtual machine, disk image library, block and file-based storage, firewalls, load balancers, IP addresses, virtual local area networks, etc. Examples of IaaS would be Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2 lets you provision virtual machines, and you can install any operating system on them. You can open any ports that you like and control the inbound and outbound traffic to your servers. So this way, in IaaS, you have complete control over the virtual machine. This graphic perhaps can help you visualize how the different cloud service models stack up in terms of flexibility, control, and ease. In IaaS, you have complete control over the resource, and you can configure it as you please. As we discussed in the previous slide, you can install any OS of your choosing. You can install any software program on it. You can open any ports that you like to control the inbound or outbound traffic. Whereas if you compare that with SaaS, that is on the top, software as a service, there you have no control over the application, and you don't have to worry about the hardware or the software that is running the application, and all you have to do is consume the service in any fashion that you like. Now in the middle of the pyramid you see PaaS, or platform as a service, which allows developers to build applications and services over the internet. The PaaS platform typically includes databases and middleware, as well as services to develop, test, deploy, and maintain applications within the same integrated development environment, and service provisioning that allows multiple users to concurrently use the same IDE. Similar to the way in which you create macros in Excel, PaaS allows you to create applications using software components that are built into the PaaS middleware. So let's say I'm using PaaS, and the provider can give you the software, for example Excel, and I can use Excel to develop my macro. So that kind of shows you that the provider is providing you an environment, and you are consuming that environment or platform to develop or create anything that you need. So in traditional IT, the organization has to manage every part of the layer from top to bottom, from applications to networking and everything in the middle, whether it's storage, servers, applications, data, virtualization, each and everything. In IaaS, you sort of outsource part of that silo to the cloud provider. The cloud provider is responsible for the storage, networking, servers that run the hypervisor on which you can create virtual machines, and you are responsible for the top layer where you can install the OS on the virtual machine that you have. You're responsible for any runtime environment that you will install on those instances and applications that you have running on those instances. But PaaS, you manage even less. The cloud provider is giving you everything up to the runtime environment, and you can use that to develop or test your applications. And in SaaS, you don't have to worry about any part of the layer. You can just enjoy consuming the service you are being provided. So these were different cloud service models. Now let's take a quick look at the cloud deployment models.